The Patrick Riggins Show. Call in now, 865-243-TALK. That's 243-8255. And now your host, Patrick Riggins.
Welcome to the Patrick Riggins Show. Leading in with some good music from a band called Chevelle. Each week we are here rocking your world with hard-hitting truth. But we do temper it with lots of humor and fun. Why in the world would you do anything in life if you're not going to have fun doing it?
Why?
I have no idea. A lot of times things are boring. They can be irritating or maddening. But there is no reason to not have a cheerful and happy outlook on life. Anything else is a waste of your energy and only serves to poison your otherwise upbeat and optimistic mind. Joining us as we skip merrily along is the vivacious radio station WNOX FM 100.3. This is the radio station pumping out 100,000 watts or 100 kilowatts or 0.1 megawatts, whatever your power meter happens to be currently calibrated to. Here we speak the language of limited government and encourage all those who listen to learn to speak it as well. You will find our lexicon full of freedom and liberty, our vocabulary laced with enlightenment and independence. For some, learning is easy. For others, it is hard. The key, like any language, is to learn it while you are young because it will serve you well the rest of your life. However, there is no age limit, so it is never too late to pick it up and become as fluent as you possibly can. Before I get too far off on a tangent, I want to be sure and mention you can experience this radio show on the internet as well as over the air. Just bring up your web browser and type in the WNOX station website address, www.wnoxfm.com. There you can watch and listen to the radio show live via our in-studio webcam. That address again is wnoxfm.com. If you are already watching there, you will notice to my left, Ted Nugent. Oh, wait, that's Tori, our show producer.
I do get that quite often, but...
Anything coming up band-wise, Tori?
No, not really. The Invaders have a birthday party to play here in a couple of weeks, the 25th. But
so unless you're invited to the birthday party, no concert for you.
No.
So that makes it exclusive.
Exclusive, yes.
Yeah, so you guys are playing an exclusive venue.
Yeah,
that's how you would put that.
Yeah, if you want to call it that. Yeah.
Oh, that makes it sound so much the better. All right, this week we have a lot to get to, but first, thank you again to everyone for listening this week. And I especially want to thank Ed, Bob, Mike, and Shine for welcoming me onto the Ed and Bob Show this last Monday morning. Thank you also to everyone who called in to ask questions about the show and some of the events happening in the news, and also to everyone who just listened. You, the listening audience, is what is making this show successful, and I can never thank you enough for everything.
Thank you.
Thank you. I love it when I run into people who say they listen and explain how much of a big change it's made in how they think about things. I would like to thank everyone personally, but unfortunately I have to allow time for sleep and eating, so I have to do it wholesale over the air and bring Tori along with me.
We can set you up a little table outside in the parking lot after the show if you want. You can
I
sign autographs.
Yeah, sell
kiss
cookies,
babies and
sell cookies, or like the Girl Scouts do.
And sell cookies.
Generate some extra money for the show.
Kiss babies, hug mamas, whatever.
Hug mamas. Yeah, we may have to. We may have to sort some of those. One thing I wanted to mention here at the first of the show, and I've been hearing this over and over again, and it's not really enough to devote a single segment to, but I just keep hearing a lot about this whole rebuilding of the infrastructure of the country. I hear it over and over again from the president and both sides of the aisle. And after thinking about it a while, I have come upon a contention I would like you to consider. We are rapidly reaching a point in this country where we need to decide what we want out of it. Do we want to spend our money on the infrastructure or social benefits? I would argue that spending our money on infrastructure benefits the country by providing the necessary avenues to move things quickly and efficiently. while spending money on social benefits only helps those who are receiving the money. And to be truthful, it really isn't helping them at all. Like throwing money at a spoiled child, trying to buy their love with money just doesn't work. They end up becoming dependent on you for support, and in the long run, it's detrimental to their well-being. So the question is, do we spend our money on things that help our country thrive and grow, or do we spend money on things that are choking the life out of it? Of course, I'm asking these questions rhetorically because we all know the answer. Investment in our country brings returns to everyone. We all benefit from improvements made. But giving money to those who don't earn it is not only morally wrong, but it is not in keeping with our Constitution. A lot of people argue the Constitution is an outdated argument, not in keeping with today's problems and ideals. Okay, taking that premise, is theft illegal, or is it an outdated concept not in keeping with today's problems and ideals? Is theft ever okay to do? How about someone if they're starving? Is theft okay then? Well, of course not. Stealing from another person is never acceptable, even if you're starving. Because if you are starving, people will feed you. I don't care where you are in this country. If you're skin and bones and barely have the strength to knock on someone's door, they will help you. Even if they're totally unsympathetic and call the police, the officers arriving will take you someplace you can get nourishment. That's the way this country is. Now, if you're just hungry and looking for a free meal, then you won't find a lot of sympathy from others who are working day in and day out to make a living, because you're not trying, and they know you aren't. Because if you were, you wouldn't be in that situation. How else can you explain immigrants who arrive in this country, barely knowing the language, and within a generation are highly successful? It is because they know what freedom and liberty is. They are probably coming from a country where these terms are either highly restricted or non-existent. See, to most Americans, freedom and liberty mean nothing because they have never been without them. But when freedom and liberty start being restricted and even eliminated, then you will be craving to once again carry that torch. Unfortunately, it will have been extinguished by then. All right, we're up on the first segment already this week on the show. We have some comments on Mitt Romney's running mate, of course, and some stuff on government privacy, and lots more here on the Patrick Riggins Show. Join us after these messages.